The rich, a closed society of people who rarely venture beyond their own class in forming friendships and associations. Could it be that you now make 7 figures, and you would like to join forces with them? Could it be that you want into that country club, because after all, birds of a feather must flock together? Well, whatever your reason, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Schmancy, the place where we talk all things rich, exclusive, and fancy schmancy. Our video today is not about cozying up with the rich, but more about whether you can pass their litmus test. As a stranger, they are always sizing you up. And if you want to be graced by their presence and friendship, you must be willing to undergo their scrutiny. After watching this video, we can't guarantee that these superior people of abundant means will happily welcome you into their circles with open arms. However, we can certainly guarantee you'll be prepared for their questioning and probing. So without further delay, here are 5 things rich people want to know about you. Number 1. Your place of residence. You can learn a lot about someone based on where they live. Your neighborhood or zip code will usually reveal everything there is to know about you, such as your culture, your lifestyle, what you tolerate, what you don't, your values, standards, and level of decency. And of course, what you can or cannot afford. People love to categorize people, and so you may end up in a certain category based on your address. Rich people tend to live among other rich people, in upscale neighborhoods where they're isolated and protected from the working class and the riff-raff down below. And if you don't reside in a fancy schmancy neighborhood, we're truly sorry, but most likely, you won't make the cut. Whether their assumptions about you may or may not be true, quite simply every location has its reputation. And at the end of the day, the rich will not want to associate with someone from a neighborhood that makes them cringe. Number 2. Your family. For some, it's not just about money. In many upper-class circles, family is everything. Good breeding and remarkable lineage will always determine your social standing. If you don't come with a recognizable and reputable last name, these very elite members of the upper echelons of the social class can be quite skilled at excluding you from any of their future activities and events. Yes, we hear you. You've spent many hard-working years building your tech company. We know, there's a chance, you might even be worth more than them. However, that invitation to attend the annual charity gala will never arrive. Neither will you have a chance to even sample Mr. Carrington's daughter. So sorry to break it to you. But if your bloodline isn't prestigious enough, and you don't come with an impressive pedigree, then consider yourself just a commoner. Number 3. Your vocation. Your job is another thing that can reveal so much about you, such as your skills, your personality type, and much more. In certain circles of wealth, it can be quite impolite to ask someone what they do for a living, particularly if no one really has to work for a living. However, when it comes to the working rich, they're always curious about your earning power. Why? Because they would rather associate with like-minded people with financial success. They also want to assess where on the wealth hierarchy you stand. Of course, it's considered rude to outwardly ask about such things. So the easiest way they can sum you up is to innocently ask what it is that you do for a living. If your answer is heart surgeon, they know you're most likely not of inherited wealth, and are most likely someone at a high 6-figure income. If your answer is hotelier, they know they're dealing with a multi-millionaire, possibly even a billionaire. Whatever your occupation, just know that in their minds they are sizing you up, and determining whether or not you're the right fit, or just a wannabe. So if you plan on getting accepted into that particular association, and perhaps even have them begging for your company, be sure to choose your career wisely. Otherwise, you will end up on the outside always looking in. Number 4. Your vacations. They say when it comes to real estate, it's all about location. Well, this applies to your vacation destinations as well. For you see, in addition to what you can afford, where you choose to vacation tends to reflect your level of sophistication. And yes, that's another thing rich people are always trying to determine. You will sound just a tad more refined if you say you spent time playing roulette in Monte Carlo than if you say you had a banging time playing the slots in Vegas. They will also pay you a bit more mind when you talk about your private safaris in South Africa versus that time you went camping at Yellowstone. Just be yourself and be honest. And if they turn their noses up at you, well, that just might be the hint that you needed to know that you don't belong. If they say,
"Oh, do tell us more,"
then it could possibly mean you're in the club. Sometimes the duration of your vacations may also give you away. If you're spending only a weekend at Martha's Vineyard, versus the entire summer, it could be an indication that you have a day job to get back to by Monday morning. Nothing wrong with a day job. It's just that some will assume you're still entrenched in the working class, and will have no qualms about using this to banish you from their presence. And last we have number 5. Your education.
Oh, pardon us, sir, but may we ask, what is your alma mater?
In other words, what university did you graduate from? Hopefully, your answer will be Ivy League, a top 50 private college, or anything European, as this will be music to their ears. If you can also throw in a postgraduate degree, such as an MBA or JD, even better. And if your kids are attending Groton, Brearley, Exeter and the like, be sure to mention it, as there are bonus points for that. Your level of education may or may not be a dead giveaway of your financial status. However, certain circles of the upper class will respect you more if you come with a degree from one of the fancy schmancy universities. They know that if you are from wealth, your family would have had the means to enroll you in higher education and pay for the most expensive school. So if community college was your thing, or perhaps you didn't even go to college, or we're so sorry, but if you're aiming to rub elbows with the upper class, consider yourself dismissed. And that's it for the top 5 things rich people want to know about you. So, which of these inquiries are you most prepared to answer? Or can you say that you've got them all covered? Perhaps you happen to be one of those high-caliber members that will be doing the scrutinizing. If that's the case, would you say there's any more you need to know when you meet a person? Anyway, if there's anything else you would like to mention about this topic, feel free to share it with us in the comments below. Furthermore, if you got any value out of this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon so you never miss out on another video. With that said, we'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see each other next time.